Welcome to Beyond the Buzz, where curiosity meets clarity. I'm Dr. Tara Morrows, scientist and communicator with decades of experience translating complex human research into clear, evidence-informed insight. Today, we're talking about digital detoxes and screen time reduction strategies. These ideas promise better focus, better mood, and a healthier relationship with our devices. For many people, this isn't really about screens themselves. It's about attention, feeling mentally fragmented, distracted, or constantly on. But here's the tension many people feel. We rely on screens for work, connection, and information. For many adults, screen use isn't optional. It's woven into work, caregiving, coordination, and daily life. Stepping back can sound helpful and unrealistic at the same time. So what actually happens when people reduce screen use or take breaks from social media? And what does the evidence really show? It sounds simple, but the trade-offs are rarely that straightforward. Let's take a closer look together, starting with what's driving the buzz. Digital detoxes are everywhere right now. They show up as phone-free weekends, app blockers, screen time limits, or full social media breaks. Part of the buzz comes from just how much time we spend online. Across 24 countries, about 28 out of 100 adults say they are online almost constantly, with another 40 out of 100 going online several times a day. Global research shows adult internet users spend an average of 6 hours and 38 minutes online each day across work, communication, entertainment, and social platforms. Within that total, people spend over 2 hours a day on social media alone, on average. This concern has also turned into a rapidly growing market. Digital detox tools, including apps that block social media, limit screen time, or restrict notifications, are now a booming industry. The global digital detox apps market was valued at about $400 million in 2024. It's projected to approach $1 billion in 2025 and could reach more than $8 billion over the next decade. That kind of growth reflects just how widespread the desire is to regain control over attention, even among people who still rely heavily on screens. With numbers like these, it's not surprising that people are questioning the impact. Are screens, especially social media, draining our attention, our mood, or our sense of balance? Often, it's not total screen time that people find draining. It's specific patterns of use, like constant notifications, background scrolling, or rapid task switching. But popularity doesn't always mean clarity about real effects. Let's check the evidence, our kind of receipt check. This is the moment to pause and ask the questions that matter. What's the evidence? What's the source? And how do we know? Here's what the evidence shows. Researchers have studied digital detoxes in many ways. Some look at short social media breaks. Others examine reduced phone use or blocking mobile internet access. A large, systematic review and meta-analysis, meaning a study that combines results from many studies, found that social media abstinence can lead to small improvements in well-being and life satisfaction, on average. These effects were modest and varied widely between people, reflecting real differences in jobs, personalities, and reasons for being online. Another systematic review looked across many digital detox studies. It found mixed results, with benefits depending on how the detox was done, how long it lasted, and who participated. Some people felt better. Others felt stressed or socially disconnected. A separate meta-analysis focused specifically on mental health outcomes. It reported modest improvements in mental health measures, but again with wide variation across studies and individuals. There was no single response that fit everyone. Intervention studies, where people are guided to reduce or change social media use, show a similar pattern. A systematic review found small, inconsistent effects on mental well-being, often influenced by motivation and context. One recent experimental study took a different approach. By blocking mobile internet on smartphones, researchers observed improvements in sustained attention, mental health, and subjective well-being during the intervention period. Still, this was a controlled setting, not everyday life. Taken together, the evidence points in one direction. Digital detoxes can help some people in some situations, but effects are not universal, guaranteed, or permanent. So why does this trend resonate? Screens meet real needs. They provide information, connection, and convenience. But they also create constant cues for attention. Notifications, scrolling, and switching tasks can feel mentally exhausting. Digital detoxes offer something appealing, a sense of control. They promise a way to step back without rejecting technology entirely. They also feel actionable. Deleting an app or setting a limit feels easier than fixing stress, workload, or burnout. It's tempting to hope one small change can fix a bigger problem. So what's the takeaway? Overall, the evidence suggests that reducing screen or social media use can improve well-being and attention for some people, especially when done in a structured way. The effects are usually modest and vary widely between individuals. This evidence tends to be most relevant for people who feel mentally busy or overloaded, rather than those experiencing a clinical mental health condition. There is no one-size-fits-all detox that works for everyone. If this has left you feeling torn between wanting benefits and fearing disconnection, you're not alone. Your evidence edit moment. Instead of asking, "Should I do a digital detox?" ask a sharper question. Which specific screen behavior feels draining? And what happens if I change just that? The evidence shows targeted, intentional changes matter more than total abstinence. Try one small adjustment, notice how you feel, and decide what's worth keeping. Think of it less as fixing a problem and more as observing how your attention responds over time. Clarity grows when choices are guided by evidence and self-observation, not blanket rules or social pressure. Something to reflect on. Which part of your screen use feels most automatic? Maybe notifications, background scrolling, or task switching? And what do you notice when you pause it? If you found this useful, follow Beyond the Buzz and share it with a friend who likes a little science with their scroll. You can also explore the full evidence and vote in the Clarity poll in the Evidence Edit. Until next time, stay curious and stay kind to your mind. This is Beyond the Buzz, cutting through the hype because evidence is empowering.